Wanted to talk about a message. I wanted to deliver a message that on my mind for days now. But I feel like the fact, well, I don't get a whole hour like before. And I'm in the office, so I can't really say too much or to really, say what I really truly want to say. But let me use my imagination for a minute. So just imagine, right? Okay, so first of all, the Bible say that just now. The Bible say that he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right? So that means, and then let me talk about the book of Esther for a moment, right? Remember, Esther was in preparation, I think was for over a year for the man that God called her to be with, right? So that means we as a woman can see a man who is financially stable, we can see a man who is good enough, we can see a man who we like, we can see a man who we know for a long time. We can see a man who we love and think we could pick him to be our husband. It doesn't work like that. The father say, he who find a wife. So a man supposed to find you as a wife. A man supposed to see you fit as a wife. No, what been coming up in my spirit is this. How you gonna discredit a one? You gonna talk down on a one, but you wanna be that one to appealing to somebody else. If you had to be somebody else to be with a man that is not your man, that do not make no sense. How? Okay, that is one. And the next thing we're coming up in my spirit is, if you think you're better because you don't struggle, how you could be imitating or mimicking somebody who struggle? It's the struggle who made them who them is. It's similar to this, like my roommate. Let me just call him my roommate. Like I have a roommate home, right? And I would just be saying some things, right? And it makes sense. What I'm saying does make sense. And in him, when I just say things to him in the heat of the moment, he does it to square over his head. But oftentimes he trying to repeat the things I said to get the same effect. He trying to repeat what I said to a friend. He trying to, if he having a conversation, he remember the things and them that I said. And oftentimes he will try to repeat it to quote what I said, but he could never make it. It don't make sense as how I say it. It don't get the same effect. Because that wasn't even his lesson to that he learned, or his lesson for him to teach, if that makes sense. He didn't do the work, so he not gonna ever understand it the way I understand it. I could say it upside down, I could say it in any language, I could say it anyhow, because it's my lesson. I struggled, that is my story to tell. you know like you have the how I get it in my spirit is like an actor. You cannot you can't be a man and act as a woman to get the man you have a crush on. It does not work like that. You know what I mean? You can't put on somebody to put up yourself. And I gonna repeat as I gain it in my spirit. If you had to act like somebody to attract somebody or to keep somebody, that is not your person. Because if you can't be your authentic self, then that don't make no sense. That will never last. If you can be you, if you can be wanted and needed for who you are naturally, then that is not your person. That do not make no sense. I will never try to be another woman to get a man. Because if I had to try to be somebody, then he's not. You hear the Usher song? You remind me of that girl. Da, da. You know what I mean? It, it's like he living a fantasy with you, and with you living a, like, I don't know. People just weird. You can't if you had to be something else to get something, then that thing was never meant for you. You know, you can't say, okay, that person don't have nothing, they ain't this, they ain't that, but that is where you want to be. You want to wear them flesh. You want to be wear their personality to get what they get. You don't like them, but you want to be them for a specific thing you're trying to attract. That it does not work like that. you know it does not work like that. You cannot say, okay, You don't like YouTube. You're not passionate about YouTube. You're not passionate about helping people. You're not passionate about sharing your story. This is not something you would ever do. You don't care much to do this. This is not something that you would ever think of doing. But because I doing it, I just using that as a reference, as an example, because I doing it and you think you better than me, or you think you deserve that followers. You deserve the respect I get from doing it. You deserve whatever. You gonna do it because I doing it and think you're gonna get the same result. You will never get the same result, because when you realize you're not getting view, when you realize people not even listening to you, then you're gonna stop, you're gonna give up, because that was never meant for you. If people stop and focus on what it, find a purpose, know themselves. I feel like if you copy somebody or study them, and if you studying somebody to copy them, that means you're gonna know that person more than you know yourself. And say, just let me say the person just automatically gone. You're gonna left with that person energy and essence lingering. You're still not gonna ever know yourself. And by the time you wake up to the fact that you don't know yourself, that it's like I can't really say how I wanna say it, as I said, because I'm inside the office. But for who this message is for, you have to be yourself. And when you be yourself, you're gonna realize that's not who God want you to be or be with, or that's not what He wants you to do. And until you give up on the idea of that, you will be stuck and you will lose all. Because it's like this. I remember I talked about this once already on the same channel, right? I remember I was a girl named Cooley. Let me call she Cooley. I in Jamaica, and she set me up on a man, right? No, she set me up on a man. She intention was to rob the man. Them I was into them type of thing. So she was like, I can get a man to rob this man of money, rob him, right? She didn't want to rob the man, that specific man, because she claimed she was with the man, like relative or the man best friend or whoever the man have around him, right? I mean, that's not true. So because she with the man relative, or she with the man or somebody, the man know she giving the man me the intention to rob the man, right? No, no. I realize I see something what Cooley didn't see. I see that this man was easily manipulated. He wasn't just looking for sex. Like when you ask a street girl, you gonna know the difference when a man looking for sex and when a man looking for a woman. I realized this man looking for a woman, so I didn't do the same things I usually do to a man who I think is looking for sex, if that makes sense. I moved different. I wanted him to see me fit to be his girlfriend, and then in my mind I thought I would get more, right? Now when I over there playing good girl, right? The man, remember Cooley not playing no good girl because she know what she want. The man was saying, like, why he had to wait for sex when that was he never. I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't want to embarrass myself, but let me just be honest with you and myself, right? He was like, he have a wife at home. He not looking, so why he had to wait so long for sex, and then the amount of money he already give me. And then he started comparing me with Cooley, and I felt a hoe. I felt bad. I was like, what the fuck you gonna compare me with Cooley? Cooley and them selling cunt, I'm not selling cunt. As a high class kind of, I thought I was better than she because I'm not out there selling it for a look a small price or a phone. I just saying, you know. So I was like, oh dear, you to think. And guess what I did? I talk about this already on my channel before. You could go back and see the video. I was tearing the girl down. I was like, you don't compare me with she. She this and she that. She fuck for the phone call and she fuck for this. I never, think saying that I'm more. Trying to say that I'm more than her. And even though this Cooley was already with the man friend, the man ended up going with Cooley. And she playing bitchy, she didn't give a fuck, she didn't want them, she go in his business place smoking, all the things what I didn't want to do because I want to attract him and I want them to see me in a certain light. And the man was willing to lose his friend or that relative or whoever that person is, and also lose his wife for that girl because she was always being herself, you know? she was always being herself. You know what I mean? You can't be something that you're not. You can't pretend to be yellow to attract a man and think by the time he realize that I pretend he gonna be there, he gonna leave, you gonna need on the bed and he's still thinking about this, whoever, whatever it is. In Jamaica, they say thief will never prosper, and the Bible, God have a way of doing things. He will make you feel you win for the first couple of moment, or he will make you feel like you're ahead. He will make you feel like you're getting away with it, and then bam, you know what I mean? So I don't know who this is for, but be yourself. And I get this message for somebody. The minute you be yourself, you're gonna see what God have in store for you. But the minute you're trying to be something else, to get something else, where you think, but you like you wanna tell God what you want, you ain't gonna get it, and you're gonna. It's not like He not gonna give you. He gonna bring you further down. This is a warning in a sense. He gonna bring you way down because you're doing this for years, and you don't plan to stop. So